Hello and welcome to Wisdom from Within, where we remember the wisdom inside of our soul, where we reconnect with the intelligence that we were born with, the forgotten, the hidden intelligence that we just are disconnected from because there's so much external pressure, so much external desire for validation and compromise, comparison, all the things. We all do it, right? This is just life, social media and external pressures, family, generations past, whatever we want to call it. It's all out here and it's all influencing us and disconnecting us further and further from the truth of who we are, the wise soul that we are, the intelligent, inspirational, motivational, intuitive soul that we are. And I am on a mission to help you remember that it's all within you. That when you're looking for guidance, when you're looking for answers, when you're looking for solutions, decisions, clarity, confidence, it's all here. And this disconnection piece that I'm talking about is so incredibly natural, and it's just part of the human experience. And it is our mission and part of our work in this world to return back to that guidance system within us, and not only to return to it, to really listen to it, to get to know it, and to realize that it is what is the voice that we need to follow. It is our truth, and in order to live our truth, we need to be embodied. And so we come into alignment with who we are by this remembering, by this path that I'm hoping to, invite you into so we can continue to go on this journey together. And so here every Wednesday at 1:00, we come together to remember the wisdom from within. And we do that through storytelling, through shared storytelling. I'm going to have guests on. I'm so excited for all the guests that are lined up for the weeks to come. Just wait. Oh my gosh, these stories are so inspiring. Last week we had Jeff Ryan, and going forward we have so many more inspirational speakers. That these are everyday people that have big businesses, people that have small businesses, people that are working down the street from me that I'm inspired by, stories from my own soul. This is about humanity. This is about sharing what we all know, or what we are to be true, if that makes any sense. I try to find the right words here. We all know there's a part of us inside of us. It is that voice, it is that self that knows our truth, that knows the type of parent we want to be and the kind of rules that we want to make for our children. We know the type of curriculum that we want to design for the students that we teach. We know the vision that we want to impart on our teams at work. This is the part of us, that knowing inside of us, that we are meant to return to. And so through all of the things that I mentioned, through the guests and their stories and methodologies and research that I'm going to pour into you week after week, together, we are going to remember, and we're going to reclaim, and we're going to gain the confidence that we need to make the tough decisions that we need to make in our life. And sometimes the decisions aren't tough, they're just complex. And I am here to help you navigate through that, and for you to know that you don't always need your best friend, your mother, your father, a therapist, or anyone else outside of yourself to know exactly what it is that you need to do for yourself. So with that said, this week I'm going to share an excerpt from my book. My book is called Your Body is Speaking, and it's coming out September 30th. I'm so excited about it. And I can't wait for you to get it, because it's all about this. It is Your Body is Speaking. And the book invites you to listen, to remember, to reclaim all the things that I just said. And there's a practice in there called the power of gesture. And one of these weeks, I'll bring it to you and talk more with you about it, because the idea of returning to that voice and listening to it sounds great. And then the question is, oh, that sounds great, but how do I do it? And so the how is by learning the power of gesture, my signature bodyset practice that helps you do that. We're not talking about that today, though. We're going to talk about this book for a moment. I'm just going to read a story from the book because I was reflecting on it earlier, and I think it's just an interesting one to share. It's all of the stories inside of the book are very, very vulnerable, but my commitment is to you, and you are incredibly important to me, and I've come through a lot of these stories and these difficult moments to arrive in a place where I can now share them and hope that you gain something from them. By the way, the book is not just my stories, it's my clients' stories, and it's filled with a lot of research as well. So it's a nice blend of all of it. Okay, so we're gonna start by, I'm gonna read this to you now. And before I forget, I just want to say I invite you to reach out to me afterwards with any questions or thoughts or, insights that you might gain from me sharing this story with you. Okay, here we go. If it wasn't for my body speaking to me, I would most definitely be a statistic of rape. At 25 years old, I was heading to an appointment in Midtown Manhattan. I walked into a building where my meeting was being held, and I entered an empty elevator, or so I thought. When I turned around, I saw this man who had slipped in without me even noticing, and he began to stare at me and walk toward me. He asked my name, and for a while I ignored him until I realized that he wasn't going to stop. So I finally answered, Jen. I tried to mind my own business, and before I knew it, he was just getting closer and closer and closer. And eventually he pulled the knob in the elevator to stop it. There was no alarm because the building was old and run down. He got in my face. He was staring at me intensely, and my body began to shake. And no one knew where I was. There was no camera to track, and there was no service on my phone, so no one was coming, and I was terrified. He started touching my body everywhere, on top of my shirt, over my breasts, and between my legs. My head felt hot, and I was scared, and I said to myself, this is it. I'm going to be raped. Before I knew it, something really big, way beyond logical reasoning or decision-making, came through me. My body lifted with confidence, and I said to him, my apartment's on the 7th floor. The truth? My appointment was on the 7th floor. And I said, wouldn't it be nice to have a bed? It truly was like an out-of-body experience. I had no idea where that confidence and those words came from. His energy immediately shifted. It was almost like watching a balloon poked and deflated. I could see the confusion rushing through him. I think he was shocked, and I think he wanted the resistance, the fight. But my body knew better, and it guided me. He pushed the knob back into the wall, the elevator, and off we went. We got off the elevator on 7, but he wouldn't let me go. I saw the office door in a distance and saw the knob, and it pulled me, and I released myself, and I ran to the door, turned the knob, and slammed the door behind me. I started to scream and cry. The assistant in the office ran after him, but the guy had already left. Even when fear or angst is at its most heightened, when the heat is rushing through our bodies know how to stand strong and inform us of what we need. We just need to listen and be led. I'm going to remind you of something I said at the beginning of the book because it relates to the story that I just shared and is a great reminder for all of us. Humans have always relied on the body's natural intelligence for survival. Our ancestors trusted their instincts to sense danger, find food, find safety, and navigate the unknown. A quickened heartbeat warned of predators. Tense muscles signaled a readiness for action, and intuition guided critical decisions. This deep connection to the body was essential for life itself. But as society has evolved, we've prioritized logic over intuition and external validation over internal truth and have become disconnected from this innate wisdom within. Today, in a world filled with distractions and fear-based narratives, many of us ignore the subtle cues. It's my daughter. Ignore the subtle cues of our bodies when we need them the most. Those signals, the guidance we seek, are still within us, waiting to be heard. Reconnecting with our bodies isn't just returning home to something ancient. It's a vital act of self-trust, and we need it now more than ever. Woo! Yeah, I remember that day really, really, really well. And I didn't know then what was happening. I didn't know that my body spoke to me. I didn't know it was my body that saved me. I just followed the instinct. I followed the path. I followed the guide. And here's what I want to say to you, that this work is about awakening this awareness. Because in that moment, I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know that my body was speaking. I didn't know that I was being led by my instinct, by this higher power or this power within me, right? But I'm inviting you to pay attention to that guidance. And that guidance can show up as nudges or feelings or thoughts or sensations. It's that gut knowing. And so we can miss it if we don't pay attention. And I'm sure that many times before that, I didn't pay attention, and I know that for a fact. So this conversation is about, oh yeah, when I feel something, let me pause and listen and pay attention. And I know this concept of listening is challenging, and also like, how do we do it? And what I'll say here for today is that the first step is pausing and allowing your body to feel, like allowing yourself to feel what your body is putting out there. It is a message. It is guidance. And so the pause with a bodyset, hand on your heart, hand on your belly, and close your eyes, gives yourself the opportunity to just notice. And you don't have to do anything else with it at that point. Honestly, just notice. And listen, hear it as best as you can. What is it trying to say? What does it feel like? When did it happen? What is the situation you're in that your body is having this sensation and giving you this message? Just journal. That's all you have to do, is just journal. Journal what you're feeling and journal what is happening around you at that time, and start keeping track like that. You don't have to take any action whatsoever. And sometimes that alone can relieve the pressure and just give you like, oh, okay, I can do that. All right. So that is the wisdom from within from Jen today. Oh yeah. Woo! So major, these lightning bugs, they're everywhere. I'm so glad to be here with you every single week. I want to hear your stories. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your insights. Please reach out to me. Jen@jenaxe.com is my website. No, That's my email. And you can also find me on Instagram, Jen_Axe. Would love to hear from you. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, all the things. But the most important thing is those are ways in which you can reach me. And I really invite you into this conversation because I honestly feel that this is the most important work that we can do. We need to return home to the intelligence within us because we know ourselves the best. We know what we want. We know what we don't want. And we got to start listening to the guidance that's informing us of all of it. Thank you so much. I'll see you next.